Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning. Shannon, are you smiling over there?
Did we have a couple of cases last night?
We had no cases on last night, but my question is, who needs LeBron?
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
Oh,
I think they just made a statement. We don't need the guy. We can let him have his sore ankle or whatever it is, quote unquote.
Okay, so
Right?
we don't need it now.
Yeah, we don't need him. Come on, you're back in
Just
business.
don't need him.
Okay.
We're back. Someone has a lot to say last night. We're going to get to it. We have a lot of NBA. We need to address Russell Westbrook. And then, of course, more Cowboys draft reaction. But first, let's talk about that game last night. The Lakers were without LeBron last night, but were still able to end their three-game skid against the Nuggets in a 93-89 win. And after making a game-sealing block, Anthony Davis could be seen telling teammates, quote, "We're back," on the broadcast. Shannon, are the Lakers back?
I wouldn't go quite that far, Skip, but it was a much-needed team win. They needed that. They were coming off two horrible losses. You lost to the 11th seed Toronto Raptors, who's not even in the play-in yet, Skip. They lost to the 12th seed Kings, who's not even close to being in the play-in. So two teams that have 27 wins each, and you lose bad to these teams at home. And so they really needed this. This is an upper echelon team in the Western Conference. Yoke is the front runner for the MVP. Michael Porter Jr. is playing as well as any young player in the NBA currently. And to hold that team, who had gone 9-1 in the absence of Jamal Murray, averaging 119 points a game, to hold that team to 89 points, Skip, they got back to what they do, but guys made shots. The most guy I was impressed with Anthony Davis. Skip, he was aggressive last night. He wasn't waiting to see, where's the double team going to come? What should I do? He got the ball. He did something with it immediately. And when the double team came, he passed out of it. And when they left him one-on-one, he punished the guy. Again, they made the game a lot closer than what it really needed to be, Skip, because remember I told you about that long scoring drought? Well, late in the ball game, they go 5 minutes, missed their last seven shots, turned the ball over until AD got the runner to go down the lane. And when they needed it, they hung their hat on the defensive side. Got great contributions. Wesley Matthews come in, 3 big threes in the fourth. Marc Gasol had his best game to date as a Laker. Hit the threes, made it tough on Yoke. He's a big, because, you know, every time you bump, Skip, you keep talking about Luka complain. Tell me somebody that complains more than Yoke. Maybe that's a European thing or something like that.
I don't know, Luka, he just does.
Skip,
Luka complains harder. Jokic sort of does it
something like, please give me the call. Yeah. Please give me the call. But, Skip, this was they needed this one, Skip. They had, lost 6 or 7, and to be losing at home, now look, theoretically, you're at home, even though you're on this a road game, you got the Clippers. But you got Clippers, you got Portland, you got the Suns. You needed this, and I told you we already got our case, so I feel very comfortable that we're going to get 2 of these streets.
Yeah.
Might get sweepstakes, all 3 of them. But, you know, that's...
Okay, remember, you bet me 5-2. That's what you said.
Yes.
So we got 7 games left, and you said they're going to go 5-2. And it ain't easy, those last 7.
We'd have it no other way.
Yep.
We have it no other way, and you would probably think about it. You won this game, Skip, without Schroeder. You won this game without LeBron. Sometimes I think it's easier for guys to play when the superstars aren't there because, Skip, guess what? I'm going to get extra shots, the minutes. It's hard, because guys, you know, like Marc Gasol said it best last night, guys, let's stop talking about individual stuff. It's a team. We play, just come in and do your job. But, Skip, they needed it. I'm not going to say they're back. They're a long way from being back. But this was a much-needed team win. And the guys played extremely well. Frank Vogel needs to be extremely proud of the way the guys played, even though he liked to goofed it off. Skip, why would he do that substitution?
Which one?
The guys that were playing really well, he'd take them out and put the other guys back in. Let Horton Tucker play. Let the guys play. They got you the lead and expanded it. Why, man, this substitution patterns be killing me.
You want him fired?
No,
I thought he was Vogue's. Right?
He Frank Vogel today.
Now he's Frank Vogel.
He ain't Vogel today.
Well, oh, ye of little faith, you should have bet me last night, but you did not have the guts. You did not have the belief in your team to beat Jokic and company at home without LeBron James.
And Schroeder.
And without Schroeder.
Right.
Kyrie Schroeder, as I call it, right?
There you go.
Okay. So it was such a special win that at the end, I was thinking, should I set aside time today for the parade this afternoon? Because you're going to be the parade master. And did you see what happened? I don't know. Maybe they do this every night at Staples.
What happened?
All of a sudden, I look up and the silver.
With one, the streamers are coming down at Staples Center. And the Lakers
streamers are falling from the ceiling. What is that about? Because you upset Denver without LeBron or Kyrie Schroeder on some early night in May?
Well, they were up there for a while, so we just see if it still worked.
Really? And I was like, seriously? And then AD is put on his chest. We're back. Really? Well, you're back because he blocked a shot by Campazzo, who I told you yesterday had become a catalyst over this 9-1 streak. Little man from Argentina. He's 30 years of age, but he's a rookie in the NBA, and he is all of 5 feet 10 inches tall. So could we see that block that saved the game? This is 6'10 versus 5'10. That's going to make you back? We're back? You're back off that block? How much can you read into that?
No, they played.
He is a foot taller than that man, and he blocked a shot, and I'm supposed to gloat for him and say, way to go, AD?
We blocked the shot from 12 feet away. Look where AD was. Look where he is standing when Yoke passed the ball to Campazzo.
Campazzo is listed at 5'10". I don't even think he's 5'10". I think he's 5'8". Seriously.
He might be.
And he plays his little behind off. He is just... He's the fly in the ointment, man. Yeah. He is everywhere.
Yeah.
Disrupting, stealing. I think he had 5 steals last night. Way to go.
Yeah.
And they did hang in, and they did have a chance late in the game. And if we could see what happened to Campazzo, speaking of, with 2:06 left in that game, do you remember the call he got?
I do, with a foul.
Could we see this? How does this happen? Is this not refs want Lakers to win? He got called for offensive foul on this.
You can't do that.
You can't do what?
That's a crackback.
What did he do?
You saw that right there.
He's just finishing his pass.
There you go, AD.
They canceled.
Sell it.
They nullified Michael Porter Jr.'s 3 that would have cut it to 1. I think you're going to lose the game if you don't get this call. Seriously.
Skip, you can't.
Because they were on an incredible roll.
That's illegal crackback. That's the Hines Ward. That's the Hines Ward rule in football.
But he's not cracking back. He's in front of AD, and AD does the all-time flop. That's 5'9" versus 6'10". Seriously? And you knocked him down?
Blindside block.
Wow. So it's all about Campazzo, right?
Yep.
And then if we could see what happened to Talen Horton-Tucker, your man, THT on TNT.
Yeah, you saw it.
So he takes it upon himself, and I have high regard for this. He says, I got this. I got this. I got it. What? What kind of a shot was that? And he gets it back and is able to up and under it, and that won the game for them. What kind of a wild shot was that? Even he was embarrassed by it.
Yeah, he was trying to draw contact. And as the clock is running down, Skip, he's just trying to get it up on the rim. Get contact, maybe just get it up. And Marc Gasol did a great job.
Is that not the wildest, worst idea of a shot to ice the game?
What if he'd have made it, though?
Okay, what if he had made it? But he did go, to his credit. He stayed after.
He hustled, Skip.
And Gasol made a very sweet, nice, subtle play because he reached over Jokic and tapped the ball away from him.
As he was holding.
Right? And he was holding. Well, but that's how he plays, and I'm good with that. So THT saves the game, and then obviously AD saves it by blocking the 5'9" guy. But here's what happened to me last night. You got 2 huge breaks.
What?
After your man Kyle Kuzma, who's becoming the spokesman for this team. He's sort of the voice of reason on this team. He had said after your horrible loss the night before at home to, who was that, Sacramento. He said that you needed to play Marc Gasol. And guess what happened? It wasn't that Vogues had the guts to play Marc Gasol. It was that your guy, Kareem Abdul-Drummond, got in foul trouble.
He did.
And he got his 4th foul late in the second quarter with 2:22 left. And in came Marc Gasol, who's been did not play in 8 of his last 14 games. He has not played a minute. So he is on ice, in mothballs on the bench because of the big penguin. He has been replaced.
But you make it seem like he hadn't been playing, they hadn't been cutting checks. He's still getting checks, so when we call your name, be ready.
Okay, but he was ready, and he got replaced because they went and bought out, speaking of checks, they bought out Andre Drummond. Yeah. And here he came, and you've been over there just beating your side of the table. Beating the drum, beating the drum, beating the drum. Guess what Drum did last night? He played almost 22 minutes. He had 0 rebounds. You like that? God, 0 rebounds. He scored a grand total of 4 points. So he had 4 and 0, and he was a minus 11.
Skip, you know, look, Drum is not a guy, Skip. Some guys can play with foul trouble, and they knows how to navigate that and still be able to play well. He's not one of those guys. He get in foul trouble early, so now you take him out of his rhythm of being able to rebound the basketball, being able to crash, being able to get you some points. So it took him out of his game, and thankfully, you know, Marc Gasol being the professional that he is, he understands, you know, hey, look, I watched this team from afar last year. There were games that Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee didn't play. There were games that they did play and Markieff Morris didn't play. But when my number is called, I just need to be ready because those guys are waiting on me. Okay, Kuzma said, you know what, Mark needs to get some run. But if we put Mark in the game and Mark ain't ready to play, Vogue said that's why Mark hadn't been playing. But give the guys credit that were on the bench because Horton Tucker, Wesley Matthews, when was the last time we saw him play?
All right, I'll get to that in just a moment. So Marc Gasol comes in, and what does he do in the third quarter? He hits 2 big threes.
Yeah, he did.
And what did he do early in the fourth quarter? He hit another big 3. So he makes 3 out of 4 3-point shots